You are now live. Of course I am live. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is doing great. Lovers, haters, and all kinds of people. Everyone should be doing great. Let's start something super awesome, super cool. I'd work on a still life, I guess. It's going to be a still life. Hola, how's it going? How's it going? T-Money. T-Money. How's it going, Anthony? How's it going, Mathila, artist? And Cindy. Hope everyone's doing great. I'm going to be working on a look at this brush. Steel Life, little flowers and whatnot. Look at this brush. This brush is, it's a gunner. It still works though. All right. So I'm going to start. It's a very classic post-impressionist, I guess, semi-Fauvist, and all kinds of isms in there. Classic thing to do. I love classic because classic is simplicity. Now, classic. This is not classic as in we understand classic, right? Like this is classic like 100 years ago classic. Like this is classic today, but 100 years ago it was like avant-garde. So I'm gonna start with that, making it happen. Yeah, a little bit of that. Okay, this is my base, right? These are my flowers. I'm gonna let them loose. These are my flowers. Just pure red, okay? Maybe you can put a little yellow there. Make it a little mustardy. Yeah, there we go. See, now we're making progress. All right, I'm gonna get a number 10 brush. First of all, did I tell you guys that I'm all ready with a Starbucks? This is how it has to happen. Okay. So I'm going to start doing this pure white over it, okay? Pure white over it. Why? I want to give the illusion that something's happening, no? Something is happening. You're a bit confused what's going on, right? What's going on in there? What's going on? It's a little fuchsia in there, okay? A little fuchsia. We're a little confused about what's going on. Where are the flowers? We know there's something that might look like flowers, but to me, they're flowers. Like Monet said, flowers, I must have flowers always. That's how I feel about them flowers. I use medium. I do use medium. I use oil, walnut oil. Although I'm planning on using less and less of it, just because I'm always changing my thing. Lately, I was using a lot of walnut oil and making the paint very fluid, and I like it. I mean, it's not like I'm not going to continue doing that, but I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe it's time to go back to, I compact and it's a stretching and a I forgot what the name of the word is. I go back and forth. In other words, but yeah, I use walnut oil. That's one of my favorite because it doesn't smell, right? I heard other edible oils are really good, like coconut oil and whatnot. I haven't tried them in a while, so I don't know if I think it's something that you kind of have to test. I've told a lot of people about walnut oil. Maybe. Because I think only one brand sells it right now. For artists, I don't know if they're being legit. That you can only get artist walnut oil. not over the counter. I'm not sure. Other people say that they had that it's been fine. I have no idea because I haven't tried the whole, just going to the grocery store and getting walnut oil. I haven't done that. I've only bought the expensive Artist's walnut oil. It's like $10 for like a little. I mean, they sell the gallon ones, right? But the gallon ones are just as expensive. It's not like it goes down in price because you're buying more. I only buy the gallons because I use so much. That's the only reason why. Not because I'm saving or anything like that. So yeah. But I do miss the dryness, the impasto. It's hard on the hand. It can be, especially if you paint at the speed and the stuff that I do. The volumes of work that I do and all that jazz. It's hard on the hand. It can be, but then again, what isn't, right? Even if I mean, you want to paint fast and light. If that's the thing, because I know a lot of artists have asked me this. Try acrylic. If I could go back and try acrylic rather than gone with oil, maybe I would have just stuck to acrylic. Because with acrylic, you're using water. I mean, what better medium than water? I know a lot of people don't like to use water and acrylic for whatever purist ideas they have, but water. There's nothing better than as a super cool, super fast dry. It doesn't mess with you. People respect it just as much, the medium as oil. You can create thickness because they sell impasto pastes, right? They're called impastos or whatever, texture pastes. You can buy them in the gallons. That's the difference. And if you do your I don't know, if you do your search well on acrylic paint, you can buy like more volumes of acrylic than oil paint. Oil paint, I think they haven't gone beyond the 200 milliliter, 225 milliliter. Maybe they've gone beyond, but I'm not aware of. Or maybe they have, but they're like $100 a tube, which I'm not all excited to spend on. So, yeah. I mean, acrylic is something I'm going to start working more and more soon. I'm going to continue the whole oil thing, but just because it's something that I understand oil for what I do, right? I'm a master at the oil. A master. But I'm just as good with acrylic. It's just that I have to, it has a learning curve, so I have to go through the learning curve and play with it and test it and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much. Muchas gracias, Jose. Thank you, Prince. I appreciate it. And also, if you're into painting oil, you'll find that not only is it's more expensive many times. It can be more expensive than acrylic many times, but you learn how to play with it. You learn how to, especially if you remove like all the stoppers that I've talked about in my marketing videos and all of that. If you remove all of that, you really learn how to use it. You really learn how to use, certain things, certain mediums. Because a lot of the times we don't use them right because we have all these ideas and stoppers and whatnot. For example, a lot of people don't think that you should paint with oil unless you're painting really thin. Because otherwise you're paint like if you're painting like with heavy texture like me, you're doing something, that it's not very artistic. Or vice versa. Some people think that, if you paint very thin, Picasso used to paint both very thin and very thick. And I just think it depends on the painting and your style and whatever you want to do. So I don't want to turn this into a Tuesday's marketing because I'm not. But it's important to see all the stoppers, with mediums too, because they do sip into medium. They sip into not just into your mindset, but into how you use the mediums to get your thing rolling, you know. But I use oil. Here, you guys got to see more of this because I think that you guys are missing out a lot. And the reason I do that is because I'm not trying to be stingy with my stuff. I'm trying to show as much of the painting as possible. But let me see. The toilet paper is not because I'm like using the bathroom or anything. It's to clean my brush. I use it to clean my brush. Okay, this is how I do it, look guys. I do this. Okay, here's some oil over here. And then I go like this. I don't know if you guys can see it. I hope you guys can see it. There you go. Okay. So how you hold the brush doesn't matter. Really. I hold it like this. I hold it in different ways. What matters is that you get to it. You know? Whatever your thing is. You see, I'm not too concerned with all this other stuff. Now you gotta train to not be concerned, right? You gotta train both your mind and your... And I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything like that, guys. I'm not. Please understand that. What I'm trying to say is that you gotta be okay with quote-unquote mistakes. You gotta be okay with quote-unquote skill level. If you're not, it's going to be difficult to paint this way. Or you're going to do it for a little bit and then you're going to start learning stuff. And if you don't keep going, you're going to start realizing where you're lacking. Right? Lacking, quote unquote. You're not really, but you're learning. So you're going to start going, oh man, I remember when I did it like that, but I don't know how to do it like that again. You know, because nobody learns something and it just sticks right away. I don't think so. I think like you have to go through a lot of practice and then it starts sticking. It starts making sense. And then you start unveiling your own capacity and you start unveiling your own style. It starts showing to you. I got the stomachs right here. It's got to be important. Yeah. And then I'll use this again. This is when I feel that I need to do it. I don't always feel like I need to clean it, but sometimes it gets very muddy. Sometimes I'm okay with muddy. Sometimes I'm not. And you have to gauge that in your own painting style. And you're gonna have to gauge that. That's why I don't like learning directly, like trying to learn directly from someone. I like to see what they're doing and what I can apply of what they're doing to me with my own thing, with my like putting my spin to it. Because they might be doing something. For example, I'm gonna tell you a bad habit that I have, that I've been working on. I'm always trying, this is something that I've worked on, and people that follow me, that have followed me before, or that I've given, you know, little classes, quote unquote, like personal stuff, personal little tutorials or whatever. I didn't notice this, but they started picking up on some of my bad habits, right? And that's why I tell them, you know, don't try to do it exact because you don't know if you're picking up a bad habit. And sometimes I'm not even aware of my bad habit. You know, one of my bad habits was that I used to paint in a very small palette because I was used to painting like the plein air guys with a little palette, like, little thing like this. You know, plein air guys are like let's do it smaller. Let's find a way to do it smaller. You know, I made that mistake. Now it might work for them, but not for me because I'm not just a plein air guy. I like to paint plein air, but I'm not a plein air guy. I paint everything, right? So I used to do sort of mural work, murals. Yeah, am I pronouncing it right? Murals, yeah. And I started learning how to do frescos, fresco secos, and that kind of thing. You know, very, very cool stuff that a lot of the Mexican artists gave a rebirth to that, right? Because of Diego Rivera and Orozco and Siqueiros. Gave a rebirth to that kind of style, right? Of mural painting in the 40s. But I was used to doing like really large stuff, and then it got to a point where I started being interested in smaller works. To the point where I started doing little stuff like that. So I was either or. And what I've learned today, now that I'm 35 years old, I'm a muy macho man now. I'm older. Learn new stuff. I realize that it's neither or. You know, you got to take whatever works and, you know, and just make it happen for you. So one of my bad habits was that I wanted to keep the brush extremely clean. You know, because at that time I was interested, right? And I considered it a bad habit because it didn't help me. It had me stuck. At that time I was very interested in very clean colors. And a lot of my collectors were like, dude, I love how clean your colors are, right? But not everybody was buying my artwork because of the clean colors. It was just that I was producing clean colors. And a lot of people who like clean colors were complimenting me on the clean colors. What I mean by clean colors is that I tried to put the color as pure as possible. There's a lot of modern sort of impressionist artists doing that. And I like it, you know. I like it, but I can't just do that. You know, I've learned that my way of doing things is that I can't just be like a one trick pony. And not because there's anything wrong with it, it's because I can't. Like, it bothers me. I can't just stay in one place and be like, I'm going to be this guy. You know? It doesn't work for me. So, my wife's in the other room already putting some TV or whatnot. Let me close this door. So that's pretty much how I started doing things. You know, just I started really large. I went small, and then at some point I started going larger again. Right now I'm working on some really large canvases. I will show you guys. Very large comparison to what you guys have used to seeing me do. Why? Again, because I can't stay in one place. It chokes me to stay in one place, and it's not, you know. It's not one thing or another. It just kind of chokes me. It's like, I can't stay here. When it comes to artwork, I mean, thank God it's not like that with my relationships. You know? with my wife, or, you know, no, God forbid. But my family or my son, or, you know, that I'm like, I can't be with you only. I have to go. But with art, I am like that. You know. With art, I can't just be with one, you know, one style, one thing, one medium. I don't like it. I have to burn it, you know. It's got to be like, I'll do 1,000 of these and I'll burn it, and then I'll move to the next thing. And it's just, you know, and it's been difficult because, I mean, here's the challenge. A lot of the galleries are like, dude, you're crazy. You're producing so much work, you know. And a lot of the galleries that I've worked with in the past, some of them are okay with it, and some of them are still with those ideas, those old ideas, trying to make, you know, the old ideas of the art, you know, work. And I know that they're not working, not just because I'm, you know, I know this turned into something completely different. Because I'm being a butt about it or whatever. They're not working because they're antiquated ideas. I can see it not working. You know, to restrain the artist in one place. They're antiquated. They a lot of those ideas came out of mom and pop galleries who had no freaking clue what they were doing, and they were just trying to make it just like the rest of us. You know, so a lot of it is just bad information. Some artists talk to another artist and say, oh yeah, you gotta be singular, you gotta do one style and stay in one place and on and on and on. And if you sell on eBay, you can't be in a gallery. I hear this all the time, you know. Gallery, especially small mom and pop galleries. The bigger ones are smarter, but the bigger ones don't like to carry usually artists unless they have some sort of relationship with them already, you know. So, anyways, there's a little info right there. Look at that. Ain't that awesome or what? It's totally impressionist. Oh, muy impressionist. So you see, it's different stuff. It's not the same brushstroke. Although some paintings look like that, but it's not the same brushstroke. Sometimes it's like this. Sometimes it's like this. Sometimes it's like this. It's whatever works for you. This is one of the hardest things that I found when talking to artists. When I'm trying to show what I'm doing. They're like, well, how do you do it? No, it's not one thing or another. It's very Bruce Lee, you know. And I know it sounds super pretentious, but it really is. It's very Jeet Kune Do. It's like you gotta be like water. Whatever the opportunity needs, you know. If the opportunity needs for you to do this, then don't do this. Do this, right? You know, if the opportunity presents that I need to use this, you know, then don't try to do this. You know, then use this. You know, whatever whatever the necessity, when the necessity arises, whatever it's needed, use that. You know, I see it like tools. You know, you're not gonna go with one hammer try to build a house with the same hammer. You gotta use a saw. You gotta use a nail gun. You gotta use this. You gotta use different tools, different things in order to build a house. That's the way I see it, and that is it's been one of the hardest things to communicate. Maybe because I'm not good at communicating it, or maybe because I think part is that, and the other part is that it's really rarely talked about between artists. You know, we rarely talk about this kind of stuff because we're focusing. See, we're like we focus so much on style that we forget that style is born out of necessity. Like the artists that weren't. I don't think that the Impressionists were like, oh, let's come up with a style. I don't think that they were thinking that. Today, artists do that a lot, and I know because I was doing that also with other artists, buddies of mine. Let's come up with a style, you know, the remodernist, the esto, the aquello, you know, all these different styles. And styles are like good inventions. They don't come out just because. They come out of a necessity. Necessity is the mother of all inventions. At some point, some artists were like, dude, I just don't like the way this thing is going. They're not accepting us for who we are. They don't understand who we are. We're younger. We're a different generation. Where, you know, I'm sure the Impressionists were thinking like that. Our political, social views are different. You know, we're more loose. We're more accepting in certain areas. That, you know, I mean, I'm talking about 100 and so years ago. I'm sure that they look conservative to our days now, but you know, they have different ways of thinking. Their idea was different, so of course their painting was going to be different. You know, the necessity to arise a new consciousness gave birth, it bred a new way of painting. But it wasn't the new way of painting first. You know, the new way of painting wasn't first. It was the consciousness, and then the way of painting followed it. And I think that that's why it's so difficult for us sometimes to grasp that. You know, today we're so enamored by the idea of technique and style, and I think what I try to do with my videos and why I try to do it a bit different in that sense is that I'm talking about not necessarily a different new consciousness, something very old that we all know that, you know, we don't practice anymore. Freedom, you know, the freedom to paint however you want without the interruption, the constant interruption of the mind. And the freedom to be Bob Ross if you want to be Bob Ross. To be Thomas Kincaid if that's your cup of tea. To be, you know, Jeff Koons if it's your thing. You know, to be the Norman Rockwell of today. Or to take it a step further. Or to be the most craziest avant-garde modern artist. There are no rules. You know, and that every time we try to follow rules, even if the rule is to try to be as modern or as classic, because there's a lot of games going on today that, you know, if return to classic, if you're not doing classical figurative work or this or atelier, if you're not doing that, you're really just never learn how to paint. There's a lot of bullshit like that happening, and I respect those guys. I love how they paint, but there's a lot of BS happening around that. And I don't think it's fair for the rest of us. Because some of us just want to paint happy little trees, you know? Some of us want to paint different stuff. And it's okay. It's okay for us to choose to paint different things. It's okay for some to be the next avant-garde or the next, I don't know, Gustave Courbet and you're extremely classic realist, or he wasn't even that, but that's a pose, right? But that's the aim. I don't know, maybe you're shooting to be John Singer Sargent of portraiture, or whoever you choose. I don't know, maybe there's people doing the whole Caravaggio thing, but modern today. It's all good, it should all be good. It shouldn't be this labels and things. It should all be good. It should all be acceptable. I think one of the things that we don't measure in art is effort. We're always measuring skill level. I know people with intense amount of skill level, but have only produced a handful of artworks and never really pushed it into galleries or the market or anything, And then, of course, we know people who have no skill level, whatever that is, who have penetrated the market really strong, But see, I don't even believe the latter one. I don't believe that they don't have a skill level. They don't have a skill level that we as a majority, the agreed upon skill set. Because I think that if someone is doing something repetitive, and learning, and I'm not talking about repetitive, the same thing, but repetitive in the sense that they show up and they show up and they show up and they show up, something will arise out of that. And even if it looks like, oh man, no, that looks like, I don't know, think of anyone. Maybe it's me, I don't know. But something good starts arising out of that motion, out of that repetition, out of that sweat, because it's sweat equity, right? Something good starts arising. And I used to be like, oh, those artists that do that type of work and this and that. And as I'm getting older, I'm looking at them with different eyes. And I'm like, man, don't hate on a hustle. These guys are working hard. Why are you hating on a hustle? And it's something that art today, I don't think that we see that a lot. We're like, oh, Picasso did crap work. You try to go do crap work. It's fine. It's estimated that Picasso did somewhere like 100,000 pieces, whatever it was. Let's call it crap. Do you have the strength to do 100,000 crappy pieces? Maybe not. Maybe he was okay with it. And, there's so many artists that did that, like Warhol. We're like, oh, Warhol. Do you have the discipline to do that? Or Kim Kardashian takes so many selfies. Do you have the discipline to do that? I know I'm naming some people that society's like, oh no, blah blah blah. But man, these people are hustlers. These people. The very first thing I look at that I admire is their work ethic. Their ideas and personalities and morals and all that BS, I don't care about. I'm not their judge. They can live however they want. It's their life. I don't think that they're doing, personally, I think they're doing anything wrong. But let's suppose if they were, Their hustle. It's something we don't respect anymore. We don't respect hustle. We don't respect work. We don't respect hard work. We think that if someone's painting very aggressive, abstract work, we think that they're like, oh, and we use words for them. We're like, those people are sellouts, or those people are not even trying. Oh, hell yeah, they are. I know a couple. Let me tell you guys, they try. They try very hard. It's just that their artwork looks different. That's all. The way that they communicate to the world looks different. But they try very hard. I've seen some of those cats. Those are some of the hardest working cats ever. Anyways, I knew I was going to turn this into a rant sooner or later. That's how I do it. Check it out, guys. World's greatest living artist, Jose Trujillo. Bam! I thought you guys might appreciate me doing this whole thing, maybe showing my how I clean the brush and this and that, and give me so much. I love that. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is to keep it grounded, to keep it level, because a lot of artists today are doing the whole I'm gonna speed record, and I tried doing that and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel me. I was like, no, dude, paint live. Paint live and real time. You know, let's keep this ish real. Paint real and talk about what you're thinking. Talk about what you're going through. And that's what I started doing. You know, and I think you guys probably enjoy more me showing you the palette, you know, more of the palette. I know a lot of you guys have talked to me about this before. But you know, it is what it is. The card is not very strong. I don't get that. Acylins, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, guys. Keep the caffeine close. If you're not into the caffeine, keep water. I keep both, water and caffeine. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you how I do it. Bam! Starbucks and coffee. They gotta be together. They gotta be together. Gotta hydrate. But yeah, you know, I think it's just a matter of whatever it is, you know, whatever your thing is. Whatever your thing is, it doesn't matter. It's all good. As long as you put in the time, man, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure out your spin. Whatever that is, you're gonna figure out your spin. I think we all have boys. One of the mistakes I see over and over that I've done, and I see that happen, is that again we look for boys, and we shouldn't be looking. I don't think we should be looking for boys. I think we should be getting into the studio and paint. Looking for boys is like, I don't know. It's like trying to look for money. If you're looking to do something before getting the mindset that you're going to do something. You know, if I just had the money, why don't we work on having the discipline and the guts first, and then we'll go get the money. You know. Anyways, this is just my thoughts. Painting is the most important thing. Can you answer my question? Just the same technique. I'll look at on the question. I haven't read the question. I'll pay attention to it. Roya Daly says, "You are great. Thank you so much. I'm sure you guys have some awesome stuff too. I'm gonna start checking out your guys' pages and see what you guys are creating. Some of you may be creating artwork. Some of you are, I don't know, do different stuff. I assume we're all artists in different ways." Bam, there it is. All right, guys. Well, take care, guys. I will talk to you soon. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to probably upload this on YouTube. I don't know when. So if you guys on YouTube are looking at this, I'm gonna leave some like it, comment, share it. I don't know. I'm gonna leave some a link at the bottom of this because this is going on an auction on eBay. So I'm gonna leave the link at the bottom. So those of you who want to participate in the auction starts at 99 cents. It's a 16 by 20 inches canvas, stretch canvas painting. And I'm going to put this bad boy starting at 99 cents. No reserve. Like, there's no hidden anything. If you win it at 99 cents, well, you know, I'm stupid. It's happened many, many times before. But, you know, this is the way I share my work. So I love getting it to people who actually want it. You know, I love sending it to people who actually want it. You know, and it makes me happy. It makes it worthwhile, and it makes me want to do it all over again. So thank you so much, guys. Take care. Till next time. This is Jose Trujillo. Don't forget, guys, I am the world's greatest living artist, and I know you have something special too. You just, you know, gotta dig in there and get it out. All right. Till next time. Bye-bye.